So I have a really great poem I wanted to read tonight. Um, Great poem in the sense that it's prose. Um, a few weeks ago, a friend of mine that a lot of you know on here, a lot of people knew him better than I knew him, but Hobo Shoestring passed away, and he was a really cool guy. He had a really way living his life that was so wonderful and beautiful, and he taught us a lot about trains. So I was looking through something that his family had posted, a quote of his, and I found it on his blog, and there was a poem on there, and the poem was just so much of the kind of stuff that inspired me when I became a young writer. The style is grassroots. It's just the thoughts you're thinking and writing down, the basis of all poetry. And if you watch any of Mark's videos, he had a lot of poetry and prose and how he lived his life. So this is his poem, Poetic Rails by Mark Nichols, Hobo Shoestring. I love waking in the morning to the train horns blow, sitting by my campfire with my hot coffee. Nowhere in particular to go. Hopping into a boxcar in the cold of winter. And Santa Claus says, ho, ho, ho. Riding in the warm rear unit. And outside lies 3 feet of snow. When I first started hopping trains, I had to depend on faith. Like heading down a steep, steep mountain, praying for the dynamic brakes. Traveling here and there, always on a whim. I walk into camp and say, "Good morning, New York Slim. I was about catching out to Cheyenne today." While leaving camp with a grin. By the way, I didn't buy vodka, since on sale was this bottle of gin. So drink up, you hobo. Today may be your last. Let's get inside that boxcar after you finish eating hash. Let's see the sights in awe as we look out the boxcar all day. The best thing about this trip is we do not have to pay. We flirt with the derailment. Derailment, do we flirt? If it ever does happen, let's hope we don't get hurt. So put on the miles as you travel, each and every day, from June to every year, all the way to May. Mark Nichols was really an inspirational guy, you know. That's the only poem I've ever seen him that he'd written, and but I think his videos have a lot of, like I said, a lot of poetry in them. You get to hang out with him, hear stories about the places he's being, where he's going, learn about all those different trail terms and the idea of freedom. Sometimes just silly stuff. You get the whole width and spans of a man's life and wisdom. Mark reminded me a lot of my Uncle Dan, and hate to see those types of fellers go, you know? So Mark Nichols, read that poem. Really, really touched me a lot. Thinking of. Hope you all enjoyed.